Cash-strapped South Africans are constantly on the hunt for quick, easy and affordable banking options to carry out their financial obligations. And, importantly, digital payments are on the rise as such options become more and more available. Well, let's speak now to business reporter Ntokozo Khumalo, who is out in Bryanston this morning, that's here in Johannesburg, attending the launch of the PayShap. This is a Reserve Bank-backed digital payment system. Ntokozo, good morning to you. Talk us through exactly what this is. The Reserve Bank clearly putting its mouth where its money is when it comes to developing a cashless society.
Good morning, Xoli. Indeed, it does look that way, but despite the South African Reserve Bank's push for a digital society, South African consumers have never really shied away from using digital payment options for their banking needs. But of course, they now have another offering in the fray, which is backed by the SARB, but it's a BankServe offering called PayShap. And like most digital payment platforms, it promises to get more South Africans less reliant on cash. Now, we don't have much detail yet on the cost to consumers or how will it actually work, but what we do know is about 12 banks and financial institutions have committed to taking on the add-on with the 4 big banks. That's, of course, Absa, Standard Bank, FNB, and Nedbank being part of the first cohort to actually take up the add-on to test with its consumers. And as a start, it will allow for transactions to a maximum of 3,000 rands and allow South Africans without bank accounts to actually be able to make account-to-account payments as well as transfers. And an interesting one on top of that is that consumers will also be able to exchange funds via WhatsApp. So that's an interesting introduction that other digital payments have not really introduced into the fray. And as I said earlier, South Africans do have appetite for digital payments. If we take a look at MasterCard's digital payment index survey that was released late last year, about 90% or 95% actually of the South Africans that were surveyed there said that they've used at least one form of emerging digital payment platform, with about 2/3 of those using it to make transactions such as paying for online subscriptions or paying for bills such as electricity bills. So it's definitely an interesting move and aligns with the SARB's 2025 vision, which is, of course, to modernize payment services in the market, but also to get more South Africans that are unbanked South Africans financially included by offering them options that would be affordable and easy for them to use when making those transactions. And as we know, Xoli, a lot of South Africans use digital payment options to be able to send money home if they've got, elderly family in the rural areas, or they've got family in the outskirts of the major urban areas of South Africa, that they use it to pay for that or to send money for that. But of course, around digital payments, there are always concerns, and we are hoping to hear how PayShap is looking to deal with those issues, particularly issues around cybersecurity.
Ntokozo Khumalo, thank you very much for that update. And that particular banking app, it's called PayShap. Now that I've got the right way of pronouncing it. Thank you very much to my colleague there, Ntokozo Khumalo, at the launch of this particular system. All right.